Good morning, everyone. It's Armando Alas from WSI ALM this morning with you, January 13th. Just before we start, just wanted to do a bit of a sound check. So if you can just let me know if you can hear me, please just chat, confirm via chat, and that'll be great. Excellent. Thank you very much. Great. Well, good morning to everyone. Today I'm going to be flying solo. Vinish is on assignment today, and he wasn't able to attend the meeting. However, we look forward to an exciting webinar today. I will tell you that most of the time we talk about the weather here in Toronto in the first few minutes of the webinar, but I can tell you that today I will definitely talk about it because it's minus 26 Celsius earlier this morning, so it's really cold. So I do envy those that are in the southern part of the U.S. and Latin America as well. But definitely look forward to an exciting LaunchPad nevertheless. Okay, so let's begin. Just wanted to give me a quick second here. There we go. So what I wanted to touch base with you today in regards to our LaunchPad webinar, we're going to start our typical latest news and articles. I do have a very small case study, new website redesign, as well as we can go into our question sections. So to begin, one of the first pieces of news that we have is that Google looks to be really moving into the car insurance business. Basically what they're going to be doing in the next few months, according to a report, that they will be now focusing on providing car insurance quotes online in the US. Now this is something that's not new to them. In the past they've actually tried to get into specific vertical markets through Google Advisor, which is basically a Google Compare program. And the Google Compare program has been, established since around 2012. They did mortgage rates, credit cards, travel insurance, and now they seem to kind of move on in the U.S. With car insurance quotes. And this article actually came to us via, give me a quick second, it was via Google search engine land. And basically one of the key things about this is that it will definitely change the way the car insurance business really competes for space for advertising, because Google is going to be very aggressively going after this vertical, and it has been very successful in the UK, okay, for the past few years. And Forrester actually they forecast that Google will launch a very strong offensive into this market. You're looking at Q1 or probably in the spring of 2015, and basically that will definitely alter a little bit of how the insurance industry or the car insurance industry advertises via paid search. Okay, because this really affects paid search. So right now, in the UK, for example, when you type in car insurance in google.co.uk, you usually have your sponsor, your typical sponsor ads at the top, right? And then right now, Google's using their google.co.uk compare car insurance solution, and pretty much, this is where you can actually compare and retrieve actually quotes. So this is going to be a game-changing tool and tactic by Google in the US, and it's expected to be launched, like I said, probably end of Q1 or in the spring. One of the key things is that this is, like I said, Google Advisor, which was pretty much launched in 2011 and wasn't so successful in the past. They've actually tried to get into different sectors, such as a mortgage rate comparison, credit card providers, and banks. And now Google seems to look forward to jumping into the car insurance industry, and specifically due to their success in the UK. So this is something that if you do have clients that you're servicing in this vertical, please make sure that you actually keep abreast of this, because there's an opportunity for them to be part of this new tool. So I'm pretty sure we're going to have more to come in the next few months, but it's something that is being forecasted for Q1 2015. So that's the first piece of news. The second we're going to move on is basically with Bing. And with Bing right now, they actually launched a very similar carousel that Google had launched last year. I believe it was in early 2014, which was really to help individuals better choose books, movies, etc. So now Bing has kind of followed up with this, and the only thing about this carousel that Bing.com has launched, it's obviously it's to help readers find the right books, but at the same time, they're also only targeting a specific search term. So if you're looking at searches with best-selling fiction, non-fiction bestsellers, best-selling kids books, these are the ones that are very effective in showing the carousel. So even if you type in, let's say, buy books, or want to buy books, or want to buy a book, or even a specific name of a book, you're not going to get the carousel. Right now, my understanding based on the article news release was that they're focusing mostly on a specific type of keywords in order to get the best results for Bing users. Okay, so this is something that also an opportunity if you have a client or that focuses, or that's actually a writer or an author and has a top-selling book. Here's an opportunity for you to help them and try to get them into this, playing them in this field. So I'm pretty sure that Bing has some specific requirements for that. They have to be bestsellers, but definitely, again, an advertising opportunity in this area. The other one that I wanted to share with you, I know Vinish every month talks about the ComScore Explicit Core Search Share Report, and as we're all aware, a few weeks back, very recently actually, as a matter of fact, Yahoo and Firefox actually made a deal whereby Firefox, the search engine, was going to use Yahoo as a default Firefox, the browser, was going to use Yahoo as a default search engine. And, even though right now we haven't received the December 2014 numbers, there were some of the different companies, and I'm going to actually share this with you in a second, they were actually reporting that due to this December deal that happened, there was a 2-point gain in market share for Yahoo. Now this was forecasted. We still have to see the results, and I'm pretty sure that in the next week or so, we're going to see the total numbers of how Yahoo actually ideally should have raised this number from 10.2 to probably about 10.4 or 10.5 in regards to explicit total share of searches. Right now, it is good news for Yahoo because as we've seen in the past probably 12 to 24 months, I really, after being number 2, now being kicked to number 3, and they were really struggling in the past 12 months. So this should have been a lift. So this was actually a news piece that was published on January 7th. So not a few days back, where they expected that this they forecasted that this deal that happened earlier actually gave some strength to Yahoo as a search engine in regards to eating up some of that share, search share. However, with turn of events, right now, actually on the 9th, the report came up by StatCounter, where actually people that were using Yahoo, actually Firefox as a browser, since they saw that their default search engine was Yahoo, they actually changed it manually to Google. So interesting there. First Yahoo thought that they would be able to get a bit of an advantage over Google by tying in this deal with Firefox and making Yahoo the default search engine on Firefox browser. However, people now that are using Firefox 34 as a browser are changing back to Google. So that's going to be very interesting to find out as we go through this war of a bit of a battle to gain dominance, a couple of points of dominance in the market share for search use. Okay, so we'll keep you up to date in regards to what's happening with this news. But I just wanted to tell you that, you know what, in a span of, from the 7th, where we had this release by Search Engine Land, to the 9th, things have changed. So one was for the positive, and then after, you know what, people, we had a change of mind, a change of heart from hardcore users of Google Chrome, so or the Google search engine. Excellent. So these are pretty much some of the things that are happening in the news. What I wanted to share next was a very interesting article / blog from Kissmetrics, basically a site that focuses a lot on e-commerce conversion. It's really a great site if you can actually join up and receive their emails on a weekly basis. They have some very interesting stats, and these are not only stats that you can use on your sales presentations, but also in your blogs. This is great content to use, and this one talks about 5 e-commerce stats that will actually change your entire marketing approach. So if you actually have any e-commerce clients, these are things that you should consider and should pay attention to. And also, look into a little bit more deep into your analytics to find out if some of these things are actually killing or damaging or your e-commerce results. So one of the key things is that shipping charges kill conversions. According to the study that was completed, 28% of shoppers will abandon their shopping cart if presented with unexpected shipping costs. Okay, so what the author talks about here from Kissmetrics is that if you're going to have additional shipping charges, please be clear in your throughout the process flow, the shopping process flow in your shopping cart, to make sure that the user or the new customer doesn't abandon if you're hiding any additional shipping charges. So be upfront with them, have a very clear shipping terms and conditions, as well as in your process flow, e-commerce process flow, make sure that you've added the appropriate shipping charges, because sometimes in some websites shipping charges can be a bit ambiguous, not clear, and that can lead to 28% of shopping cart abandonment right at the end. The other thing that was interesting, and actually as a matter of fact, you know what, let me pull this article for you, because it's they do have some good infographics. Let me just go back. So back here. Okay, so this is the one where you can see the reasons for cart abandonment based on this study that was done by E-commerce Survey 2014, and you can see that 28% drop because of unexpected shipping costs. 23% of reasons for cart abandonment was because people had to create a new user account. Okay. Now I understand that as marketeers, we always want to capture people's information. We want to have their website, their email. We want to capture their personal information, so in the future we can market them. But I can tell you now that people, due to their shopping habits, browsing habits, online shopping habits, they want to go through a shopping cart very fast. They want to go through an e-commerce site, complete the process, the buying process very fast. So they really don't like creating a new user account, because what that does, it takes time. It sometimes creates frustration. So definitely something that you should be able to share with your clients, that give them that option. If you're able to create an option where it's optional to have the user create an account versus mandatory, this is the way to go, because 23% of users will leave if you do that. So this is one of the things that was was discovered, and you still find this where a lot of the different e-commerce solutions, they make creating a new user that process mandatory. So something to look at. Okay, if you have a client that has that, something to look at. So definitely you want to have a checkout option where you have your sign in as an option, and then you can actually pay via a guest user, or even through, another option is PayPal, right? This is faster for them because what people want to do is, they want to go through the process smoothly, fast. They refuse to create accounts. So giving them an option definitely is something that you can provide them. Okay. The other interesting factor that came out of this report, was that discounts will win back your customers. Now, 54% of shoppers will purchase products left in shopping carts if those products are offered at a lower price. Okay, what does that mean? Well, basically, if somebody left all their products in their shopping cart, saved them, and they come back another day, if those products are still in their shopping cart, they're most likely going to buy them if you offer them a discounted price. And you can definitely tell just by looking at the age group that between the ages of 18 to 34. If you're able to give them discounts, very likely they will move through the process. So again, something to look forward in 2015 with your e-commerce clients as you're working on your content marketing calendars, your actual digital marketing calendars with them, when to set the specific seasonal promotions and discounts for your clients, because this is a major push towards, getting them across the finish line when it comes to e-commerce. So definitely offer low prices is a key thing, a key recommendation here. Obviously within a scope, right? But at the same time, really you want to make sure that you're providing some sort of promotion as part of your bargaining chips in order to make sure that your users or existing customers continue to shop from your e-commerce. Another interesting factor, a fact that came out, nothing new to us. I mean, I think that the whole 2014 remarketing and retargeting was not only just a key term, but something that was very important. In this case, 72% of millennial shoppers are favorable to retargeting. So retargeting is the new frontier. Retargeting, remarketing. So definitely it seems to be one of the most powerful and effective forms of marketing. As a matter of fact, I have another supporting article today from a different source that really supports this. And again, this is something that you can share with your client. And as a matter of fact, the team at Kissmetrics has a very nice, easy to use infographic when you're explaining retargeting to your clients. But the whole point is that using retargeting as a way of conversion, as a way of having a competitive edge over your clients' competitors, right? So definitely, if you have clients that are doing some paid search and are not using retargeting, definitely in 2015 is something that should be put into their paid search budget. Now, typically at ALM, what we try to do when we launch any paid search campaign, we try to split the amount of, let's say, out of 100%, $1,000, let's say, we usually put about probably anywhere between 60 to 75 and at times 80% into direct paid search, depending on the campaign. And we usually use about 20 and up to 40% on retargeting. Now, when we launch the campaigns, we may start doing some 20% of that budget in remarketing, and then as we get some more results coming in, we actually move that to about 40%. So retargeting is not something that you just launch and go full steam ahead. It's something that has to be managed in order to show ROI. Because even though you are winning those people that are coming back and shopping from your store, typically you have to target them anywhere between 7 to 11 times, right? And I'll talk about that in the next few minutes. But again, an opportunity for all e-commerce sites or all lead generation sites, remarketing is the way to go. Okay. Another piece of another gold nugget here is that the best marketeers are satisfied customers. We all know that. I know that the WSI IC community is very keen on reviews and also on online reviews. and how important they are. And again here, for your customers that are not really keen on putting their reviews online, whether it be through a third-party tool or on their website, whether it be Google Plus or just putting reviews on their existing website. Here you can see that 55% of shoppers find reviews important for making purchase decisions. Again, very important stat. If your e-commerce client is not doing this, something that at your next meeting you want to highlight, via presentation or just speaking with them, that it's very important, as this influences the final decision-making process. In the final decision-making process, having testimonials, having reviews, very, very, very important. Okay, so a very interesting article that I want to spend a little bit more time, because you have some gold nuggets here that I'm always looking out at different things that I can share with you in regard, from not only from an educational perspective, but from a sales perspective, something that you can plug into your sales presentations, or even your monthly review presentations with your clients, your reporting presentations, to give them added value. So again, in this article, they actually come up with different solutions and recommendations on how you can create a solution for your clients for all of these 5 different areas. So a great article. I would definitely encourage you to read it. And if you want to, actually, I'm going to post for all of you the URL, and it's a great read, a lot of information, and I hope you use it in your presentations. Excellent. So moving forward, just give me a quick second here. Okay, so we talked about this. The next component is another piece of great news coming out of search engine land. 75% of small and medium-sized businesses say internet marketing is effective. Okay, so this is great. Again, another great piece of advertising for you, and also a great infographic. Let me just go to the actual presentation, the actual article by Search Engine Land. And this actually, it's not a very comprehensive detailed report, but Bright Local actually conducted their SMB internet marketing survey, and they had some interesting findings. One of the things that I just wanted to draw to your attention, they did use a sample of about 736. So, I mean, I would have liked to see anything, 1,000 or 1,500, but I think that 736 completed surveys does give you a bit of an outlook. And my understanding is they used not only across different industries, the companies that they surveyed, as well as 92% of these companies surveyed were U.S. and 3% Canadian, and the rest were international. But it's an interesting report, because it does share some light in regards to how small, medium-sized companies feel about internet marketing survey. And again, you know what? Again, another testimonial to your prospects, people that they're still, in that zone where they don't want to move forward towards internet marketing. This report shares a couple of good golden nuggets that you can definitely share with them, and will help you in your presentations. For example, they look at a few things like how much money do you allocate to marketing your business each month. This is overall marketing, not just digital marketing. So you can see that still, small, medium-sized companies, obviously smaller budgets, they don't tend to be very aggressive, obviously because of the size of the company in regards to advertising and putting money towards marketing. One of the things that sometimes is very challenging for us as consultants to educate the small, medium-sized business owner the value of marketing, right? Especially digital marketing. So you can definitely tell that the numbers, the key findings here, that 70% are spending less than $500 on marketing per month, right? So if you're looking at that, it probably covers, and this is total marketing, not digital marketing. So 70% are spending less than $500 on marketing. So that's, if we were to put that into a digital marketing perspective and an ALM package, it's a very small package that you can have this on a monthly basis. 83% are spending less than $1,000 on marketing per month, right? Versus 2013. So this was a comparison between 2014 and 2013. And just 60% are spending more than 1,000 on marketing per month. So as you can see, I guess the sweet spot is, between $500 and $1,000 per month of marketing dollars that a company will put in their budget per month. So it kind of goes on. The article talks about the company size versus the monthly marketing budget. Obviously, the more employees, the bigger the company, the budget grows. So it also helps you in your strategy to target specific clients. What is that sweet spot that you want to focus, and what type of companies you want to really go after and provide your services. The other thing is that they also had one of the questions was, what percentage of your marketing budget is spent on internet or mobile marketing? So more related to us, a little bit more fine-tuned numbers for us consultants. 34% allocate less than 10% of their marketing budget to online channels. Okay, so 34% of businesses allocate less than 10%. So the numbers can be very low if they're only spending $500 a month on overall marketing, right? So that means that they're only spending about $50 on digital marketing strategies, right? So a lot of education has to go there in this area. 50% allocate less than 30% of their marketing budget to online channels. Again, a very low number. And 29% allocate more than 70% of their marketing budget to online channels. So here's where, this is where the sweet spot is, I guess. If these are the type of clients, prospects we should be targeting. The good news is that the numbers versus last year, versus 2013, so 2014 versus 2013, they didn't grow here. I mean, they're not very. I mean, they're only moved 1%. So that means that people are okay. So they added an additional percent towards digital marketing. So this is not the good news. What I want to share, but the good news is in the next 12 months, you plan to increase the money you spend on internet marketing. So the numbers that I share are 2014. What are these companies looking for in 2015? They're looking to spend. Okay. And in the next 12 months, they want to definitely increase the money they spend on internet marketing. So here are some good findings. 37% of companies that were surveyed plan to increase their marketing spend over the next 12 months. So again, there's a market there that we can target, and these are companies that are believers of digital marketing. 47% are unsure. So I think that in this area, we're looking at education, right? What would it take us as consultants educating these type of companies to kind of convert into the digital marketing era? So confidence is up because when you add the numbers when you do a comparison between 2013 and 2014, you can see that there's this gap of opportunity here, right? And this gap represents 40% of SMBs are looking to spend more in internet marketing in 2015. So there's definitely an opportunity here for us to provide them with services. Okay. Now the other thing is they also survey the effectiveness. They survey these small, medium-sized business owners and ask them, how effective is internet marketing at attracting customers to your business? And I can tell you that the results are very, very, very good, even though it was a sample data of, like I said, 790 plus small, medium-sized businesses. And when you look at these numbers, they're very, very, very very good, and 32% find internet marketing to be very effective versus 27. So delightful customers, delightful users of digital marketing, and then you had an increase also of 43% that find it effective. But you can see that when you look at these two segment groups, they're overpowering, or the market's larger than the ones that don't feel they do any internet marketing or not effective. Again, for various reasons, they may find that it wasn't effective for their business. But 75% believe, when you add these two, that internet marketing is effective or very effective at attracting new customers. So definitely, I'm going to put this into your in chat here for you guys to review. I would definitely put this into my graph when I'm going and seeing a client that still needs to be converted into digital marketing. And then the other one that they measure, which was which of these success metrics, KPIs, are you most concerned with? Now remember, these are small, medium-sized businesses, okay? And for the most part, not all of them have very great visibility in regards to their success metrics or KPIs in measuring marketing dollars, let alone digital marketing, right? But 31% of them want to, they're concerned with, phone calls to their business. So this is the most valued success metric. So this is something that's going to be very nice as consultants. I know that using different phone tracking technologies is very important in the whole aspect of using them for paid search and SEO, etc. But this is the bottom line to the small, medium-sized business owner is, look, I want my phone to ring. The other two things was that website traffic came to second and search rankings came in third. Now, obviously, traffic is important because it gives you an overall KPI of what are the trends that are happening on your website. So I kind of agree with this one as a very important factor. Although I would have liked inquiries via website to be a bit more, from a lead generation perspective, inquiries via website to have a higher number than 14%, because at the end of the day, these are leads, right? And if you set up a nice process in qualifying your contact us, your free quotes, or your request information forms, this is a good lead generation tool. But actually, they to the small, medium-sized business owner, again, they focus more on rankings in search engines. Okay, so interestingly enough, yesterday I had a conversation with an IC and their client, and one of their clients who has been working for the past 12 months, and I can tell you, and part of this meeting that we had was a report of 2014 versus 2013 results, and in regards to our meeting, the numbers were actually very good, very, very good. I'm probably going to share that with you in the next webinar. They had a 23% increase in website traffic. They had, I think it was about 50 or 75% increase in inquiries via their website. But the one thing that we've kind of lagged on because of a recent penalization by Google, that when we took over the website last year, in 2013, November 2013, the company was hit by one of the Google updates, and basically rankings dropped. And there was a whole cleanup that was done by the team as we took on the campaign, and basically again they got penalized back in November, and it was because Google identified links that were created about 2-3 years ago as toxic, so there was a cleanup. So the rankings we're still kind of working on the rankings right now because we cleaned up and we're in the process of getting the new rankings. But the client was so keen on rankings in search engines, and this is just your typical small, medium-sized business owner mentality, that for them this is what they believe is important. So I think that the challenge for us as consultants is to kind of get them to focus on the value of the lead, the value of the sale, or even the value of customers walking through the door if we have any retail clients. So, but however, again, the numbers are here. The reality is this is what they want to see, right? And through education, you can kind of convert them into thinking otherwise. But definitely a very interesting article that I would definitely encourage you to pay a little bit more attention to. This one and the e-commerce one, very, very good content for you, for your presentations and for your own knowledge. So just give me a quick second here. I'm just going to... Okay, the next piece of the next article that we want to talk about is 5 key reasons why paid search should be part of your inbound strategy. Again, at ALM, we're kind of already participating in the whole HubSpot methodology, and using a inbound, quote unquote, inbound type keywords and lingo. So this was also again by Search Engine Watch, a very it's nothing that I know that ICs won't know, but it's also a good article with some good stats. And when you're looking at paid search, I know that paid search doesn't always work for every industry, but these are some general numbers that this article shares with us, and I'm kind of going to take you through it in a second. But again, nice infographic here. 67% of the buyer's journey is now done digitally. So, you know, traditional marketing, I guess, is the rest, right? So this is very important. 11 is the number of times a customer will touch a vendor before making a purchase. Now, this is a little bit different. I know that even up to probably last year, we were saying it was about 7 touch points before somebody makes a purchase. But now new research data is looking at 11 touch points before actually making a purchase. Okay, so this is if we're looking at an e-commerce process flow. And then 57% of the purchase decision is complete before a customer even calls a supplier. Again, digital marketing, digital influencing, you know, via website, via your social media properties, very important in regards to the level of investment. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. I should have give me a quick second. Was not reading my email. I was actually turning off, so we have no interruptions. So let's and also here they talk about. Let me just go to the article so we can actually. It's actually by Diane Pease. It talks about inbound marketing, and one of the key things that she talks about. What are these 5 key reasons? One, it's where they're searching. So you know. Adults alone are spending 11 hours per day with digital media. Okay, and this is where, you know, if you are doing any advertising, PPC is a good, you know, route to go. It's a good initial route to generate some advertising of low-hanging fruit, specifically to new customers who are new to the digital world. So PPC, you know. Very important to take into your consideration in your digital marketing mix. It also complements your SEO efforts. Here in this sense, not that your SEO's efforts will get, you know, will get better results in regards to rankings, but what it does is that it shows that you're more relevant to Google when into your users and your potential customers when you have search results in both organic and paid listings. So this is very important. From a marketing perspective, you know, flexibility to change messaging in real time, whereas organic, sometimes, you know what, you have to wait till Google indexes your page to get that search result message across change. You know, PPC, you can actually on the fly change your ads, so very important. It can also broaden your broad or target your reach. So whether you are looking at a broad-based audience where you're looking to get some data and basically just, you know, deliver a key message to your users, you can definitely use PPC as a way of doing that, or you can hone it down to a level where you're doing geo-specific area. So it has that flexibility for your clients. And one of the key things is, because of this level of flexibility, we already know you have more control when you have a limited paid search budget, because you can just hone it. Number 5, it can provide a lift to other marketing strategies. So this was another one that if you are an IC who, you know, typically at ALM we work with different ICs. I'll tell you that there's 3 types of ICs in this category. One that definitely only loves SEO and they stay away from paid search. Another one is that you know, they'll do a combination of paid search and SEO and social media. And I can tell you from my experience, that's probably about 40% of the IC community, I would say. And then there's those ICs, and I know that there are some successful ICs that have built their business just on paid search, right? So in this one, this little infographic definitely tells you a little bit about the touch points and the way that people react, and how a user will touch a vendor multiple times before making a purchase, and the effect of paid search and organic search. So by including paid search in your overall digital marketing strategy, It's something that will definitely benefit at the end your customer. The key thing with paid search is really the way you position it and you offer it to your client. You can't, many times clients think that because you have them on paid search, automatically, you should be generating leads. But it really depends on the type of campaign that you're running and the budget. If you're looking at a minimal budget, most likely you're looking at just branding, eyes, touch points. If you're looking at a larger budget and your client is really keen on lead generation, you have to definitely set up that structure and set up your campaigns in that way. So at the end of 30 days, you can start generating some leads. But this is one of the issues that I think that some of the ICs face, specifically in their initial stages as consultants, is really how to properly sell paid search. It's a great tool, and it's just a matter of how you educate your client to get the best of it. Because just because you're doing paid search doesn't mean that you're going to get leads. It really depends on the whole goal of the campaign. It also depends on the product, the service, the competition. But it's a great tool. A great medium to put into your digital marketing mix. So definitely a good component of your inbound program. Great. Okay, great. Just one more second here. I'm going to be moving. Okay. What I wanted to show also today, kind of going along the same things that Vinish has been talking to us in the past few weeks, is in regards to the inbound methodology. And you're looking at attract, convert, close, delight, 4 phases that are used. And again, I kind of wanted to, we all know all about attracting, we all know about conversion and closing. And even from a sales perspective, really delight is where, in the once you close a new customer through any of these process flows, you want to definitely focus on delighting them, or under promising, over delivering. And this methodology doesn't just apply to our clients, but it also applies to us as consultants, where we're going through this process of very, very challenging to generate the leads. The efforts that you as ICs put it at, just to attract a lead, the effort that's put towards converting that lead, the effort to actually closing. Sometimes, this is where there's education, there's persuasion, there's also a bit of negotiation that happens at the closing stages. So all of this work that you do here, you want to make sure that at the end of the day you delight your customers. And even very simple methodology that you can even use in your own presentations. In the past 2 weeks, I've been involved in a couple of sales calls with ICs, and just by using this methodology and this in our sales process, even closing sales process, people like the word delight, because it's very a sound key word, a very warming word, and they feel like if they hire you as a consultant, you're going to obviously under promise, over deliver, but your goal is is to make sure that that you can make them happy, right? So wanted to share this inbound methodology with you again, and don't forget to go, when you have a chance, to start going into the HubSpot Academy. Because they're our partner, I know that WSI ICs get a lot of added value from this partnership, so don't forget to go there. Inbound is somewhat HubSpot is something that's new to the WSI IC overall community, even though some ICs have probably used it in the past and are certified, but it's something that I would tell you, it's another arsenal in your services. So do start, even though you may not be offering it today, do start already investing some of your educational time and effort into this into this area, because that's where things we see a lot of growth coming in as well. And then let me see here. The next piece of news that I have is that we're delighted to bring to you, to the IC community. We're going to have our first WSI Consultants panel discussion on the Tuesday, January 27th. So I think it's in 2 weeks. Yep. So 2 Tuesdays from today. Definitely look forward to this. We're going to have it's a panel discussions for the ICs, by the ICs. We're going to have 4 different ICs that are going to be discussing really trends that they see for 2015, and it's going to be very exciting. Best business practices. So definitely would encourage you to pencil that in, because it's going to be a great panel discussion with ICs. We're going to have Heidi Shrendi basically focusing on social selling. I can tell you that working with Heidi in the last 6-7 months, actually, sorry, 4 or 5 months, we've kind of seen the power of social selling and the way she's been able to pretty much start building her business via social selling, not just the social selling courses, but really applying it to her WSI business. So definitely, I'm pretty sure she's going to have some gold nuggets. Burn Smith also will be focusing on his extensive experience with e-commerce and where he sees e-commerce in 2015. Again, Burns brings a lot of experience to the network. So looking forward to having him being at the panel discussion. Greg Tousley also. We wanted to choose a specific vertical, and we know that a lot of the ICs focus on the plumbing and HVAC industry, so he's going to bring his expertise, best business practices, gold nuggets in regards to digital marketing for this specific channel vertical. And then we're going to have Joe, again, from California, Joe Matibag. And again, we're going to mix it up with a little bit of the IC experience with inbound marketing. Definitely are thankful that we have this in the network and the power of the network, where we're going to have 4 individuals really share their experience. So I would definitely pencil that in. And if you have a peer consultant, somebody that invite them, I think it'll be very beneficial to everybody. And our goal is to ideally have these panel discussions, if we can, once a month or once a quarter, so we can hear from what's happening in the IC community, right on the streets. And it's not just us, but the IC community participating and also bringing their best business practices. So pencil in January 27th. Tuesday, January 27th, our WSI consultant panel discussion. Okay, excellent. Okay, so let's move on now to our case study. I wanted to share this small case study that recently launched a new website redesign, not just because of the website, but also because of the lessons learned. I wanted to share that with you. This case study is for for new ICs, and also for ICs that are having the business, going back to basics and really seeing how we can better perform and provide for our clients, as well as how to improve our own internal processes. So this is for sellcruises.com, and basically a business opportunity website in the travel industry. They're a division of a much larger organization. Actually, it's a franchise organization as well. And sellcruises.com is just a small division where it's really a business opportunity site. Allows for individuals who are entrepreneurial to work from home, that flexibility of really acting as independent vacation specialists. So this website, it's an informational website, but it's also a conversion tool for Sell Cruises, because this is where they drive traffic to get more people interested in their home work from home opportunity. So kind of wanted to share that with you. We had the whole goal that they wanted to do when they approached the IC was they were looking at a fresh look on their website. They wanted to convert to responsive. They saw the need to convert, due to their analytics. They kept seeing that their type of clients, when they're at home, they're in their spare time, they're looking for business opportunities, and they were using smartphones or iPads or tablets, so anything that was handheld. So they wanted to turn their previous website, which is the top one. What they had was basically a brochure site, not very conversion optimize, and they wanted to really focus on that. So they wanted to have stronger call to actions, easier to navigate, and better organized, easy to manage CMS. They were running, I believe, on the .NET platform, and they really were keen on moving on to something more flexible for them. They're not, sometimes with .NET platforms, it does require a little more experience, but with, a WordPress CMS, very easy to use. They also wanted an area for blogs and videos and ability to pay for license online. So that was something new that they were adding, and that was the whole design process. The solution, basically, we will not take credit for the design, but we will take credit for the consulting on the design. The company had their own in-house design team, and they kind of created a few drafts, and both the IC and the team at ALM kind of provided their best business practices recommendations on making the design a bit better. And I'm going to take you to the site in a second. We built a solution on WordPress. Basically, we kind of made the site stronger homepage call to actions, easy to navigate, have a fresh look, fresh design, obviously being responsive as well. And also, we added the blog, video, and online registration and payment. Some of the lessons learned was working with the client and their third-party designer. So if you just give me a quick second, let me just bring up the site. So here is the site, and the things that we learned, when you are working with a third-party designer and their client and the client, you want to make sure that that the designer follows the scope of work. It follows, the features, pretty much the sales order, because sometimes designers will go out of their way to create different features on the website, and at the end of the day, when they do, when they give it to production, there's a lot of things in that website that were not part of the project scope. So what I would definitely recommend, in this, it kind of happened in this process where we, the designer was given, carte blanche to do the best design, but in doing so, he actually went, he created different features that were not part of the original requirement scope document. It's a nice website, stronger call to actions. They have testimonials, rotating testimonials, a nice slider with the option of doing video, so you can actually play video with the slider. It's also responsive, so let me just bring it out here, and you can see that it's a responsive website. Okay, so it's you can play with it, and you can see that it lays out nicely right through the responsive design. Okay, and it has a call to action right on the front. Quick, get more info. Another key thing that they wanted to have was they wanted to have a blog, so a blog was added to the website as well as videos. Okay, so there we go with the blog. Okay, and the videos. In this case, all they wanted was a listing of videos. They have a number of videos that they wanted to list, and these are all YouTube videos, so they're very easy to embed into the website, and they can continue to do so. So we've created the bit of a template. It's not a video gallery, but it gives them the opportunity to add videos. And then also, you have your conversion elements as well, whether people want to register for a webinar or request information. Now, there's a component here that that actually, if you want to sign up to become a Cruise Inc. vacation specialist, one of the key things that the client wanted was a link where they could pretty much pay online their license. I think it's anywhere between $300 to $600. You can actually pay via credit card or PayPal. So we actually created that feature internally for them. So that's another area that we created. It's a different URL. It's not displayed on the main website, but it's something that the client wanted. So definitely, I wanted to share this case study with ICs that may have anybody on the leisure, vacation, travel industry. If you have any clients, prospects, you can definitely share this website. It has a lot of different features, and it's very basic, but you know what? it's much better than what they had before. Now, going back to lessons learned from this project, apart from the fact that you want to make sure the designer knows what the scope of the project is. You also want to make sure that your client knows what the scope is, because sometimes clients like to add things. They get very creative, and you have to manage them. You have to make sure that when is a good time to say no. That's not part of the scope. It's addition. Definitely we can add it to the website, but it's beyond scope. So I would definitely encourage ICs, as you're going through your process of design requirements, and even at the level of your proposals, make sure that you're very, very clear on the features that you're adding to the website, and that these are brought over through the design phase, through the build phase, because your client will always want to add new things, and to them they may feel like, oh, well, that's very simple to do, but sometimes, it requires programming. It requires perhaps even an external plugin to add to the website. So definitely having a good scope document, strong documentation will definitely help you on your way to managing your projects. So some of the key things that we can advise to you. Just getting back to my presentation here. And so again, lessons learned working with a client third-party designer. You have to give them guidance, because if you let them go on their own, they'll go their own way and pretty much provide you with a solution that was not part of scope. Avoid project creep and delay in production. Documentation is very key. Okay, and manage client during the review and decision and revision process. Clients will always say, well, I want this, I want that. They got to stick to the number of revisions. I know you can kind of let them get away with a few things here and there, but if you don't put your foot down, as you may know from previous experience, they're not going to listen to you, and they're going to continue making changes. So anyways, wanted to share that case study with you. If you have any questions, you want to have a copy, do let me know. Just to finalize about WSI, who we are, our clients. Basically, our service offerings. Don't forget, we're an SEO and an adaptive SEO certified production team. So feel free to reach out to us on this if you're looking at these services. Web development, PPC, paid search. We're doing both Google AdWords, remarketing, Bing, and Yahoo. Content writing, HubSpot solutions. Definitely very custom-made HubSpot solutions for you. Just give us a call. We can definitely walk you through the process. We've set up a process to help the ICs through the acquisition of new clients that may qualify for HubSpot. Okay. Just time for some questions. Feel free to send me your questions, and definitely. I'm hoping that next week we'll have Vinish back, but it looks like all these are just general questions in regards to the links. Yes, if you send me an email at at armando@wsilm.com, for sure I will send you the information, all the links, and definitely we'll take care of that. Great, thank you for your feedback. So just getting a lot of feedback, very positive feedback. Thank you very much. And again, it looks like we're going to be wrapping up. Thank you for being part of our webinar this week. Again, feel free to connect with us. We look forward to another exciting week of work. Well, I wish you the best for this week. Go close some business. Take care. Have yourself a great afternoon. Bye-bye.